No,
person?
no, 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 no. No, you will never succeed if you're chaotic person. You have to stay organized at
Okay.
all time, all
Okay.
time. I am very organized. I am like very hard on discipline. I'm when very organized and no excuses
Hmm.
and no distractions.
Okay. So what are your organizing tips?
Welcome to Simulated Podcast. Too good to be true.
Welcome back to Simulated Podcast. We have a very special guest. She's an entrepreneur, a boss woman. We have her running multiple businesses, multiple initiatives. She has her own podcast, so please follow it, which is Girls Power Net Podcast, and has a whopping 1.2 million. You heard that right. 1.2 million followers on Instagram. Welcome, Houda. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for having me today.
Of course, and it's been a long time coming. We're trying to do this.
I know.
I'm so happy we finally get to do this podcast. But I want to know, and the audience would love to know, I'm sure, a little bit about you. So, how many businesses do you have right now?
Well, right now I'm just focusing on the Girls Power Network business. So it is a women networking and sisterhood community.
That's awesome. And how do you manage your own entrepreneurship and this podcast and the whole network altogether? Because that's a lot.
It is definitely a lot, but a lot of like women of my community are helping.
Hmm.
So we are all like working together. So it makes it easier for us. Yeah.
How many members do you have right now in the Girls Power Network? And tell me more about what she's wearing the
I know,
logo, the
I know.
GPN, Girls Power Network.
I'm trying to wear my merchandise.
Yeah, I got my merchandise too right here. So, and I feel it's all about putting yourself out there, branding yourself.
Oh,
So
yeah.
tell me about Girls Power Network. Tell me how many members you are and kind of let's go into that.
Well, I have right now 100 members that are like
Wow.
that are like paying members. Like
Okay.
pays the membership. Yeah.
Okay. And how'd you get from 0 to 100 so quick?
Yeah. So I don't know. I believe I just work hard. I work hard every day. It's not easy, but yeah. So I didn't expect this growth like this fast.
Yeah, yeah.
But like we're growing every day,
That's good.
and that's really cool.
Yeah. And I can imagine that getting a sisterhood together kind of like in kind of building yourself together, helps. And I think I saw one of your reels earlier where I think one of your members, she was able to get a book published in
Yeah.
in such a short time. So
Mhm.
it seems like there's a lot of fruit coming from their network
Oh
so
yeah,
far.
for sure. Yeah, yeah. We have like we created a GPN platform, which is basically an online platform where like we add like members online on our online chat so they can like stay connected and like promote their businesses and services
Yeah.
and form meaningful connections.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
What about your own businesses? I know you're an entrepreneur. You have a huge followership. So how do you become an entrepreneur in that mindset?
How did I become an entrepreneur in that mindset? Well, in order to become an entrepreneur, you first of all have to have a vision and a goal,
Yeah.
right? And in order to make it possible, you have to believe in your vision,
Yeah, yeah.
and because no one else is going to believe in your vision the way you see it, and so I had this vision, and I went and I don't know how to say it. Like I just believed in it, and I won't stop believing in it.
That's good.
And just made it. I made it come true. Yeah.
Yeah. And then now you're spreading it to the rest of your network right now with
Mhm.
GPN.
Yeah.
So not a lot of people do this. Once they make it pretty large,
Mhm.
they forget to give back, and that's the most important thing to do. And that's my advice: always give back to if you made it up there, just don't forget about people along the way, and also just help others, right? Because I'm a teacher first and foremost,
Yeah.
right? So
Well, they say you don't build a business, you build the people, and the people build the business.
yeah. Oh,
So yeah.
I'm gonna write that in my book.
So you always have to stay humble.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then you also have a co-host with you. I think her name was Priscilla. How'd you come across
Yes.
Priscilla? Shout out to Priscilla.
Hi, girl. I met her at a wedding. Yeah. And she was sitting next to me, and I was like, oh, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I have my own podcast going on. I was like, whoa. And I had this like idea. I was like, wow, it would be so cool if I create a Girls Power Network podcast. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, do you want to be the host? And was interested, and we made it
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
And I've seen a couple of the reels, and your setup is beautiful, by the way. It looks very comfortable,
Oh,
cozy.
yeah.
Even the background, the small touches, photos. It says on air on the background. It's cute. I love it.
Thank you so much.
So being an entrepreneur and then kind of advice to the rest of your Girls Power Network and even people out there, what's the number one mistake you see either entrepreneurs kind of making?
To not I always say, like, in order to succeed in life, you have to plan your success.
Yeah.
And most of these people, when they go into business, they don't plan it, right? So they don't actually achieve what they're supposed to achieve, they just, yeah. So I feel like you have to plan your success, and you have to, and every step, and you have to have deadlines,
Okay.
you know?
So you're big on deadlines.
Yes.
Okay.
No excuses.
Do you have like a notebook, or how do you kind of manage
I write
your?
it down. I write everything down, like all my plans, all, like, I have like every step. I'm like, okay, next year I have to do this by this date, and I have to, so that you have to keep track of all of these things. This is how you move, this is how you get to the top faster.
Okay. So who, I guess, is now your biggest influence in life? Who's keeping you in check? Because there's a limitation.
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins?
Yeah, I love him so much. Like, he's my biggest mentor. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you actually know Tony Robbins personally?
No, but I wish.
All right, Tony Robbins, you have a huge fan right here.
I feel like he created me.
Yeah.
He made me who I am today, and he made me do what I'm doing today. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do for you. well, I have this thing with, you are 6 degrees from any person in the world, right? So if you want to go meet, a president, if you want to meet a prime minister, if you want to meet a celebrity, 6 degrees of separation. So we'll find you Tony Robbins. I'm hoping this year we'll find him. If I don't find him, we'll get someone to find him for you, and then we'll make your dream come true.
I did some of his seminars, online, and one of them was Unleash the Power Within You, and that one was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about that.
I mean,
Like, what did you learn, and what did you gain from that power within?
It's a transformation. It's like a life-changing transformation where you really get to connect with yourself and get to know all your capability, what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I had one of my friends, when I was switching jobs, I was so afraid I wasn't going to be ready for the next job in my career. But she told me, like, Sim, you have to believe in your own capabilities. There's no one else. It's just you versus the world.
Yeah.
So if you will have fear, that's a good thing. That means you're ready to challenge yourself and ready to overcome the next thing in life, right? So really, I like the word capabilities. Everyone is very capable.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, Tony Robbins is on point for sure. So any other, I guess, best tips and advice for any other entrepreneurs? You talk about the biggest mistake is not planning ahead. So what is like the biggest thing that they should do as an entrepreneur, any business person out there?
Well, as I said, like, to believe in yourself, to believe in your vision. Yeah. It's very important that you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, like you have to be confident.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in, for example, you want to create a business, if you don't believe in the vision of the business, then it's not promising. It's never going to be promising. So, yeah.
Okay. That's good to hear. So in terms of making a business, do you have any background experience? Did you study for this, or how did you get into becoming an entrepreneur?
Well, I've tried so many things before.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like I had like a cosmetic company.
Yeah.
Failed. I had what is it? Like I had like a shoe company. It was okay. But I consider it as a failure as well, because I believe, like, inside of me, I really never I believed in it, but I wasn't passionate about it, you know, like that much that I wanted to expand it.
Yeah.
So, failed. What else? Oh my God, I wanted to open a grooming business.
Like for
a pet
for
business.
dogs?
I used to sell like pet clothing. okay, then I want to open a pet grooming business. And then I was about to sign a lease, like, I think after COVID, like
Mhm.
before COVID, I don't remember.
Just before?
Just before.
Yeah.
And thank God I didn't.
Thank God.
But it is, the pet business is a really good business. I
Yeah.
studied the business. I worked at my friend, like, grooming salon just to study the business. It's something I really want to do later on.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like, so I tried so many things.
That's good.
And, it takes time to figure out what you really want to do in life. And you have to go through all of these things to figure it out. And yeah.
No, that's right. So like, if you ever go to the Bay Area and meet those type of tech people, they're all just like, the biggest teacher is failure, right?
Yeah.
So you learn so much. Anything that you failed on before, you can take the skills and make the next business better, stronger,
Yeah.
faster. So that's where you are right now. It looks
Yes.
like always
But
growing.
right now I'm like so passionate about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So what's your
I don't
routine?
want to do anything else.
What's your routine in nowadays with GPN
Oh my God.
and your own
Well,
businesses?
So let me tell you,
Yeah, yeah.
I hate routine, so I don't have a routine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have a routine. Oh no, I'm not a routine person.
Yeah.
I
was
kill
expecting.
myself.
I was expecting you to go like, oh, that I wake up at 5 a.m. every
Oh my
day.
God, no. I don't have a routine.
You're a
at
real
all.
human being.
So every day is different. With my companies, like, I'm meeting different people every day, doing different things every day, and this is what I like. I like to wake up in the morning and like have to do different things, you
Yeah.
know. So it keeps it like very interesting, and I like it.
Yeah. But then do you have like at least a calendar to keep yourself on track?
Of
Okay.
course.
You're a calendar girl?
Yes.
Okay. But then is your calendar like booked like from morning all the way to the evening, or do you give yourself some,
I do.
relaxing time, break time, R&R?
I consider myself a workaholic. I like a workaholic.
Uh-huh.
I love working, and when I work hard, and I tend to forget everything around me.
Mm-hmm.
But I have my girlfriend. She's like, "Oh my God, like, Houda, like, you have to meditate."
Do you meditate?
I started meditating.
Yeah, yeah.
And I give myself like at least like 1 hour a day where I just like don't think about anything.
Mhm.
I just like meditate. I think it's healthy that way.
I started meditating, I want to say 3 to 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And game changer.
Of course.
Your brain
yeah.
becomes so focused
Yeah.
and so just like without overthinking,
Yeah.
without, getting your brain kind of crossed, right? It's do you remember like back in the day on the computer you used to do like disk cleanup, disk fragment? That's what meditation does to me. It kind of just cleans my brain. I'm very
Yeah.
focused.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you don't notice the difference. Like, it takes time to notice the
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
The more you do it, the more you train your brain to like just like shut it down a little bit.
Yeah, I'll show you some. I'll show you my my what I do for my routine for my meditation afterwards. Basically, I put incense sticks. I'll do a 10-minute thing. I use exact same
Yeah.
10-minute meditation, and then I'll write down exactly what I'm going to do for the day, and I'll just do it in that order. But I'll send you all the
I would love
information.
to.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah.
And it's 10 minutes, so it's like an hour is too much. I don't know. So what about other routines? Are you like, and again, if you go on like on TikTok and Instagram, people talk about making sure you hit the gym. Some people only order in food because, they don't have time to cook. So like, what are your other routines to make sure you're focusing on your business or focusing on your mental clarity? You said meditation's one. What else?
Meditation, routine. Well, staying organized.
Mhm.
I like to stay organized, and I like to exercise as well.
Mm-hmm.
It helps with my mental health.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah.
And what about like your eating regimen? Are you eating healthy?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So sorry. So I am very careful of what
That's
I
good.
eat, because what you eat is what you are.
Yeah.
Right? And I like to take care of myself, take care of my body. I
Mhm.
like to look good to stay fit. So I personally don't eat red meat.
Mhm.
Sometimes though, but
Hey,
I
sometimes.
cheat sometimes. I'm a cheater.
So are you like
I cheat
a white
sometimes.
meat only?
I try to avoid red meat because
Okay.
it's really hard like to digest.
Okay.
Like, it's not easy to digest, and we're normally not supposed to eat red meat,
Yeah.
I think. But I don't know. I just feel better without it, like lighter.
Yeah.
And I like to eat healthy, not to eat like greasy food, you know.
Yeah, sometimes I'm guilty of that. Sometimes like
I mean,
a popcorn
it's good
is
from
my
time
weakness.
to time, you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good from time to time, but personally, like I'm not a big fan of sugar.
Yeah. You don't have any weaknesses? Any chocolate, candy?
You know, I don't like to talk about weaknesses. They can be used as weapons against me.
Okay,
But-
fine. Mine's popcorn. I don't know why. If I go to a
Really?
movie, yeah, I have to movie and a popcorn all the time.
Oh.
That's just who I am. That's my weakness.
Popcorn.
But what about fashion tips, right? Do you have any fashion tips for any of the fans out there, girls and guys? You know, what about for me? I go to Zara. Oh, that's my place I go to.
I mean, you know, just fashion tips. I mean, just be you and
Mhm.
create a style that actually speaks to you and that you like, that you're comfortable with, and even those like extra or not like seen like as like normal for other people.
Mhm.
Like, who cares?
Yeah,
You know,
it's
it's
sweet.
you. And but it's very important to dress well. You know, always like I feel like this is a quote that I wrote. I wrote like your image is your hustle.
Your
Like, it's-
image is your hustle.
Yes, the way you dress is very important because it speaks for you.
Yeah.
And so I feel like you should always dress nice, and you have to dress for every occasion of your life because every occasion is an opportunity to unlock.
Yeah,
And you never know who you're gonna meet.
exactly.
Yeah. And you know, we're here, we're like all performing, right? And you have to dress for your act.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. You have to dress for your act. I was I forget who was saying this yesterday. I was watching again just TikTok in my right before I go to bed.
Yeah.
It might have been Tony Robbins, but he says your someone's perception is reality of who you are. This person was saying, I got a neck tattoo. Would that affect my business? As like if I'm trying to get more clients. And he says, absolutely, right? Because it's great. It's an art on you,
Mm-hmm.
but the perception of your future client, what are they going to think of you?
Yeah.
So he asked, should I get the tattoo removed or not? He says, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I understand it's an art if you get a tattoo, if you know, do something like that, or something similar, right? So it's kind of what you said. You have to sometimes play the act.
Yeah, I feel like you can be whoever you want to be if you dress for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. And sometimes and you can also just change, the ways, but it does take time, takes a lot of influence and doesn't happen overnight.
Mhm.
But I like that. So you mentioned Tony Robbins is your biggest influence out there.
Coach,
but
mentor,
coach.
yeah.
Do you have a personal mentor that you have of your own and in your day-to-day life, close friends or anything like that, family?
I'll stick with Tony Robbins.
Okay, we're gonna find him so he's in your reality. Can he join the
Oh my
girls?
God, I would love to meet
Can he
him.
join the Girls Power Network? Well, okay, we'll make it happen. I'll make that. So tell me a little about more so about your business partnership enterprise. How does that kind of relate to who you are as a person, or how does it kind of like, expand your own, network?
So I am like a pretty social person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it.
I'm very outgoing and I love to meet new people, to listen to people's stories, and I like to help. This is my nature. This
Yeah.
is who I am, and this is how I grew up, And doing this is, it's like finally I find something that I really might see myself doing. And
Mhm.
so, yeah.
I'm the same way. I'll tell her first off the bat. When I first met her, she was such a warm, welcoming person. Never met her before in my life, and she's like, "Welcome, come on in, hang out. Thank you so much for coming." She's a very warm person.
Oh,
Thank you, and I'm so glad that we got to do this.
Me too.
I'm so stuck on Tony Robbins. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's so funny to me. But you have such a great mindset, and it's hard to maintain that all the time. But how do you maintain that discipline from, I guess, day to day? You said you have people who like push you. Was it Priscilla
Yeah.
who keeps you in check? Or
No,
who
I
keeps you in
also
check?
have a partner. I have a partner, Jenny.
Yeah.
Hi, Jenny.
Oh, who's Jenny? Who's Jenny?
Jenny Cashlin is my partner. We organize events, her and I, and she's pretty good. She's pretty talented, and
Are you an
I like-
organized person generally, or are
Oh
you
my
kind
God.
of a chaotic
no,
person?
no, 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 no. No, you will never succeed if you're chaotic person. You have to stay organized
Okay.
at all time. All
Okay.
time. I am very organized. I am like very hard on discipline. I'm very organized and no excuses
Hmm.
and no distractions.
Okay. So what are your organizing tips? So you have to do calendar. Do you have like a notebook, a journal?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I have a journal. Yeah, I keep track of everything. I feel like if you don't write it,
Hmm.
you have to write it. You have to write things down. If you, for example, I wish I did this. Well, it's just a wish if you don't write it down.
Hmm.
You have to write it down.
Like I want to do this.
Yes.
End of week, end of day,
Yes.
some point in this.
Otherwise, it's just a wish, or it's just like you have to write it down.
Okay.
Mhm.
And okay, any other organizing tips?
Nothing comes to my mind right
Okay,
now.
that's fine. So I know you had, other. We were talking before this, but I know you have other businesses in mind. But is there anything else that you have coming up next for your businesses in mind? Because I know you have a lot. You're a very intelligent individual.
Like, what do you mean for my business? Like
Yeah.
next? Well, yes. So the goal for me is to expand the Girls Power Network worldwide, and actually, we're launching Girls Power Network Morocco like next month.
Yeah.
And I'm taking over the world.
Yeah.
You might think I'm crazy.
No. This is how everything
I
begins.
am. Like, you know what? I
This
am
is how
crazy. I feel like I am insane, and I am insane enough to believe that I can change the world and that I will change the world.
Yeah.
And I won't stop till I make it happen.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you're giving me
So-
shivers. I love hearing this. No, it's,
I feel like I always say I wrote this myself. I feel like it says what is it? Success has nothing to do with what you gain in life. It's what you do to make the world a better place.
so you want to leave a legacy right behind you.
Yes, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's this quote. You can look this up later. It's called Ralph Emerson, right? It says, and it's a very long quote, but basically I'll condense it. He says, the whole goal of life is to leave it better than when you came, right?
Yes.
So that could be as small as planting a tree, small as making sure a child laughs and has a good, something, right?
Yeah.
One person will make a huge impact for the future.
Yeah, I definitely want to leave a legacy, and I want to be remembered for doing something good.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, that's beautiful. It's not a lot of people are like that. So your insanity is not insanity. People might think it's insanity. So even
I
with
don't care,
No, I'm like you. But have you even Steve Jobs? They used to call him insane before Apple was a thing. He was saying, "No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make
Do
a
you know
computer."
why? Do you know why? I feel like the most intelligent people in the world are the most creative ones,
Mm-hmm.
and we call it weird, and creativity is weird, and that explains everything.
Yeah. And then when it becomes successful, when it becomes big, the people who used to think that, oh, they're weird, you're insane. Now they're like, oh, this person's great,
Yes.
right? Their mindset shifts, but they need to see that.
Well, first they laugh at you.
Yeah, they
because
laugh at
They
you.
believe that your vision is insane. But
Yeah.
when you work hard for it, and they see visuals,
Yeah.
and they start to believe in it, and they're like, "Wow, it is true," and then they believe in it,
Yeah.
and yeah,
That's because then
and they don't call you insane anymore.
Yeah. They're just like, yeah, she's the best. I've always said this, and you're like, nah. And so you're starting your Girls Power Network currently in Southern California,
Yes.
and are you going to spread throughout the U.S. or you want to stay in SoCal and then go to Morocco?
Yeah. We're actually looking for leaders to run GPN in Orange County, and starting we're small right now, but yeah. But the goal for me, I have big projects and big plans for this company, and I cannot reveal them right now. But yeah.
How do you look for the next leader? Because are you going to have regional leaders, one in SoCal, one in OC? Yeah.
Yeah. How do I look for them?
Yeah. Are you going to interview them?
Of course,
Yeah.
they get interviewed, and they have to fill out an application, get interviewed, and see if is actually what GPN is looking for.
Yeah. So what type of girls are you looking for
I mean, we're
as
here
a leader? Yeah.
We're a community. We're interested in women from all diverse backgrounds, but
Mhm.
actually women that can add value to our community, that see the value in it, and
Yeah.
can add value. because the goal is actually like to grow together and expand together.
Mhm.
And yeah, so
So I might have viewers who might be interested. So
I would love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
so definitely make sure you once this is out and posted, we'll find you maybe many leaders from Bay Area, OC, and then we'll expand. We'll help you extend.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, this is not only my community, it's the community of every woman who joins GPN. It becomes her community too. And this is her job as well, to grow the community.
Correct.
You know what I mean? We're all here to grow together. So,
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Are you ready for? I talked about this before. I had surprise questions for you.
yeah.
Are you ready?
Go ahead.
We're gonna get a little.
Okay.
Are you scared?
No, I don't believe in fear. I don't believe in fear. I think
No.
no.
Not even if a spider crawled
No,
behind
I
your
feel
back.
like fear is an illusion.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I had it saved. I just bought this iPad. I love it. All right. And it's still syncing, but I remember them. Okay. So the first question,
Yes.
and this is actually from one of my viewers that she wanted me to ask the next girl that came on the podcast. So this
ahead.
question is, shout out to Sarah. She asked me to ask this to you. She's actually Fami's friend. Sarah.
I hate you right now.
So in your personal opinion, how do you find true love, or how do you find like a true significant other?
Okay, so I feel like you don't find it, it comes to you. I feel like you can manifest everything in life, and anything is possible if you manifest it, you attract it, and it comes to you. But do you believe in true love?
Are you asking me now?
Yes.
Yeah. I think I genuinely believe in true love, right? It's happened to me in the past, and I think you can have multiple true loves in life, right? I feel like certain people are in your life during a certain phase that you might need them, and you're each other's rocks. But I believe there's soulmates out there for each other, sometimes even multiple soulmates, and it's just the right time, the right place. But it kind of goes back to what you said. You have to make sure you are the best version of yourself
Yes.
to present yourself out there, because you need to have an I made this kind of decision with therapy. Also highly advocate therapy.
Oh, Sarah.
You have to find an interpersonal relationship where like you can kind of, you two together are way stronger than it being independent two people. Something simple as, if we're driving the same car, you can be the DJ and I can be driving, or vice versa. Even the small things in life can make multiple massive impacts just to your day to day, or just have that one person you can trust for everything and anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really think there's true love out there for every person.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think like you only believe what you choose to believe.
Huh? True.
And I feel like if you believe it's out there, then somehow you look for it and you chase it and you'll get it somehow, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't, then you just don't.
I like
attract
that.
it. Yeah.
Cool. I know we talked about a lot of this before, about biggest mistakes people have made and, biggest advices, but what is your biggest life piece of advice for someone just from day-to-day stuff?
That's a good one. I would say to stop being scared. I believe, like personally, I think that it's not even personal, but but I feel like fear is an illusion. Fear doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And fear like only exists in your mind. You create the fear, and it's either you choose to kill it, or you choose to let it grow and take control of you. And you have to face your fears. And once you do that, I feel like you have to become your fears. And once you do that, you become unstoppable and you start seeing the world differently. So you have to stop being scared, because this is a limitation. It limits you for so many beautiful opportunities out there, because you're always going to be scared of rejection.
Yeah.
So what?
You're built different. I don't know what it is. You have a really good just killer mentality. You're sharp. I'm I'm just live right now. I'm just like, I'm getting shivers. I'm like, I'm getting a
Yeah.
motivational speech in front of me.
Yeah, it's just I have a very complex like mindset.
No,
I
this is
guess.
this is a wonderful mindset that you have. I'm
Thank you.
being genuine.
Thank you.
It was the same thing. Like a lot of my friends have told me, like, you really, it's you versus yourself, right?
It's you versus your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
You are in constant battle with your mind, and like I always say, like life is a mind game. Like conquer your mind, and you will conquer the world.
I
It's
like it.
all in here. All in here.
Yeah.
It's you versus you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And just eliminating fear from your brain, it's so difficult to do. So how, like, what was your switch?
Okay. So, fear, you have to understand that fear comes from the imagination of the unknown and the unseen.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to eliminate fear, you have to understand that, first of all.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. And would you get that through knowledge, through experiences?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And they teach us the same stuff in business school. I had my MBA in business school. They taught us the exact same thing, that you're going to have like things that you know and things that you don't know. So you really, the only way is to,
But what are you scared of? What are you scared of? You're scared of the things that you don't know because it's unfamiliar. You don't know the outcome. So you're like always scared, like, oh, what would happen?
yeah.
So
But you don't know what happened.
then you have to take the risk.
Yes. Thank you. I love this.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be a little bit lighter. What are some interesting, random, and this is, and I'm going to get a little bit more fun because
Okay.
we've been, a lot of great serious stuff, but I want to know some interesting hobbies that you have, or interesting kind of activities that you like to get into.
Oh, I like to write poetry.
Yeah. You've done that. Are you going to release books anytime soon, or
Oh, what?
are you going to release like a poem, like a
I
poetry
already
book?
have some poetry.
You do?
Yeah.
Is it released out there?
Yes. It's
What?
on my
What?
website. I write poetry.
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Okay. Is it on Amazon, or is it through like your
No,
own personal website?
Just Judas as passion. I'm passionate about it. I like to write. It's on my website, Chami.com.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And now this is the part where you can ask me anything. Do you have any questions about me or any comments that you want to add in that we didn't cover at all today?
Why me?
Why you?
Why me?
I think it was like your energy. Again, when I met you, you had such a warm energy, and I feel like there's this person who has a story that I really want to know and get out of.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that I learned today, just live on this. This is our, I think, second time just kind of meeting, but it's like I've known you for such a long time.
Oh.
And again, just our mutual friend Fami, she's such a great
I
individual.
love her so much.
Yeah, and then she was also on your podcast, so please
I
watch that
know.
episode as well. I think it's just like your aura, your energy, and it's like there's something that I wanted to learn about you and teach to the audience. And again, my whole goal of this podcast is for me, one, to learn as much as I can, because knowledge is power. Knowledge covers, conquers the fear, like you said.
Knowledge is guidance.
Yeah. But then also, if I can help someone out there learn something, get through something, that makes me happy at the end of the day. And I'm still trying to figure out how to do this, because not kind of what you're doing, but I also want to make my own network, but more so hey, I know somebody, let me go introduce you to them. And that's it. That's all I need to do. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also been the whole goal of this podcast, just kind of connect people together. Right. If like someone wanted to go into med school, like, oh, I know a doctor, let me connect you.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And that makes me happy. So,
Yeah.
and I feel like you have a massive network. So,
I do.
let's, keep expanding the network together. I'd love to have you back again, anytime.
Oh.
Any shout outs you want to give?
Yes. To all of the women of my community, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for believing in me, and I love you all so much.
All right. Love you too, my audience. Thank you for watching this episode of Simulated Podcast. It will be on Spotify, YouTube, and every social media platform out there. Peace. Oh, that was amazing.
Okay.
Let's go.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.